Good afternoon and welcome to All Indiana Bets. I'm Danielle McConnell. There is a lot to talk about today in the NFL. Plus, we got some NFL betting to do for you.
My name is Jason Hammer. What kind of experience are the Colts going to have in Las Vegas? Are they going to get the Nick Papagiorgio experience or the Lamar Odom experience? We'll talk about that coming up.
So while all the other shows are conservative and factual, this show is anarchy. It's drinking and eating and debauchery. Perfect for this week with the Colts. Let's go.
There we go.
This is All Indiana Bets, presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. We are all Caesars.
Certainly nothing to talk about today.
No, not at all. This show was made for this chaos. That's right.
They have been looking forward to it. They're like, let's get going.
That press conference felt like All Indiana Bets. People slamming their hands on the table.
People disgruntled with their arms crossed.
We're not doing this. Okay, let's get started. So a lot has happened with the Colts since that loss to the Patriots last Sunday. After the worst offense performance in the franchise history, Frank Reich was replaced by former Colts Jeff Saturday. He's never coached it down at either the college or the pro level. And Scott, I'm sure you have thoughts. Please share.
S-A-T-U-R-D-A-Y. Colts! My point would be is this. Yes, I understand that the NFL, intelligentsia, I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it.
That's Spanish, I believe.
Yeah, I took 4 semesters. That's about when I'm done. I'm just going to who cares? It's the Colts. They weren't going to make the playoffs anyway, so let's see what this guy can do. And at the same time, no one will be booing Jim Irsay this week and no one next week when they're at the home games. What I'm trying to say is this was a savvy move. Frank Reich isn't going to be there the rest of the year. We get a head start on who might be the next coach. We maybe lose the rest of our games so we get an actual decent quarterback. Who cares? Let's have fun. The NFL needs to be fun. Was fun last week, 24-3, getting sacked 9 times? Not at all. The Colts have become All Indiana Bets.
They have.
We are fun.
Embrace the chaos. And you know what's wearing me out? All of these experts, all of the people saying, Jeff Saturday doesn't have any coaching experience. Well, guess what? I got news for you. Old Captain Frankenreich had all the experience in the world last weekend. The offensive coordinators, they had tons of experience. How did that work out? It was the worst offensive performance I have seen as a Colts fan. And I've seen some bad Colts football. 1985, 1986, Rod Dowhower, the head coach, splitting his pants on national television. I've seen some things, but last weekend was so disgusting. But last time I checked, they all had tons of experience, and that clearly matters so much to people. Listen, what do you have to lose? Let Jeff Saturday go in there and do what he does. Is it going to be awful? Maybe. I have no idea what to expect, but there's no way in blue Hades it could be any worse than last weekend. So let's see what the fat guys got. Let's go.
And Danielle, and that bothers me. That's the only thing that bothers me about Jeff Saturday is this. He's like Jonah Hill. I like fat Saturday. I don't like this skinny, good-looking.
He looks too good right now.
Yeah, I need him to gain some weight. But the other thing I would tell you, did you think we were going to say that was a bad idea? People always say, what are you guys? You have no experience with the NFL. Why are you doing this show? Hey, Jason Garrett knows nothing about football, and he works for NBC. He proved it. We have not proven that we don't know anything about football. So, hey, Danielle, please.
I told you these boys are going to be on fire today. So Saturday will make his coaching debut today when the Colts visit the Las Vegas Raiders. Our own Charlie Clifford is in Vegas with more on that, and it's going to be a wild week. Charlie, what do you got?
Good morning, and everything with this game now starts with the bombshell NFL Network report that dropped this morning. Wish TV Colts insider Zach Kiefer confirming the details that Chris Ballard, amongst other executives, attempted to talk Jim Irsay out of hiring Jeff Saturday. It didn't work. In addition to that, Scott Milanovich, the quarterback's coach, was offered the play calling duties, and he turned those down. That's why Parks Frazier, 30 years old, will call plays for the first time in the NFL today. So regardless of what happens today, the question now is, what is Chris Ballard's long-term future in Indianapolis? We know on Monday night, Irsay said, of course, Chris Ballard would be back next season. That is definitely going to be a story the rest of the way. As for the injuries, Kwity Paye, who played extremely well, the best game of his career this past week, keep an eye on that ankle pregame. We know Matt Ryan will be the backup quarterback for the first time in 230 weeks as a pro. We'll have much more on that story leaving this game as well. We'll see how that shakes out. Raiders are banged up. Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, both on IR. Blake Martinez, leading tackler 1 week ago, just retired. So plenty to discuss this morning, guys, in Vegas.
All right. Thanks, Charlie. The Colts open this week at 6-point underdog.
First of all, before we get into anything else, hold on here. How can Charlie Clifford look so good at 9 a.m. Las Vegas time? Right? Because they're 3 hours behind us. When I've been to Vegas at 9 a.m., I don't look anything like Charlie Clifford. I didn't see any sort of betting tickets sticking out of his jacket pocket, Keno tickets. I didn't see a T-shirt from the Players Club where he just signed up for a card to get, match play. I didn't see him standing outside of the Circus buffet because that's all he could afford after a rough night last night when you saw 2 fumbles go in the end zone that you didn't account for. He looks way too good for 9 a.m. in Las Vegas.
2 quick points. First off, you've never looked like Charlie Clifford in your whole life. Secondly, I look at it differently. Where's Vegas Charlie? When he went to Miami last year, he looked like he was part of Miami Vice.
Right.
Why didn't he have his shirt out like this, like he was hanging out with Favreau and Vince Vaughn and Swingers saying, you are so money and you don't... Charlie, step up your game, brother. Come on, loosen up. AC is styling. It's time for Charlie Checkdown to pop it.
We need Wayne Newton Charlie Clifford. We don't need this Charlie Clifford. Come on.
Okay, as I said, this Colts spread started at 6, and it's now down to, is it down to 4 now?
Yeah, 4
and a half. So before we get the spread, you have a player prop, Hammer.
So let's take a look at the receiving prop here with Alec Pierce. Over under is set at 2.5 receptions. Alec Pierce has gotten better as an individual player throughout the year. Had a rough opening game, had a drop in the end zone, but since then, he's starting to get some separation. Looks like he could be a decent player if somebody could get him the football. Now, we don't know what the quarterback situation is going to look like today. Ellinger's getting the start, but we're hearing that if he struggles, it could be a quick hook, and Matt Ryan comes back. This is a small number. I think if the Colts are going to be competitive, they're going to have to throw the ball. The Raiders are going to try to shut down Jonathan Taylor. They're going to stack the box. So this means the receivers, in theory, should get some looks. I'll go over 2.5 with Alec Pierce today.
Okay, Scott, you also have a player prop bet for this game, and this is an official pick for you, right?
Yeah, but this show asks us each week to pick either a Colts side or a Colts total. We don't pick the Colts, but who could know? I mean, what kind of rationality? Am I going to throw coins in the air and let it drop and then decide heads or tails? No, here's the only sense to me. Alec Pierce has been the biggest positive with the offense this year. Hey, Chris Ballard, this is your chance to feel good about what's happened with the team. This was a good pick. It's time to get him the ball. Both corners for the Raiders are not good. Yassine, who never did anything with the Colts, is their best of their 2 starting corners. That's how bad it is there. Get the ball to Pierce. I agree with Hammer. He's going to catch at least 4 passes. He gets 8 yards per catch. We're tapping. Isn't that what you say, Hammer?
Our toes are tapping, my friend. Now, one more prop bet for you, Scott. You heard Charlie's report there that there's some questions about the future of one Chris Ballard. Who's more likely to return next year? Chris Ballard to the Colts or Tupac to Earth? What's more likely to happen? Because I got $5 on Tupac. I'm telling you that right now.
Okay, and with that coming out, all of a sudden now my mind has changed a little bit. Irsay wants to win because he's going to look bad, worse if this Saturday thing, they don't end up winning games. So they're not trying to throw away the season now. Now what they're doing is they're going to go all in. If they have to pay Matt Ryan an extra $20 million next year to not even be on the team, they'll try. Whatever they have to do to win, they're going to win.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hammer, you went 6-2 on the NFL picks last 2
Man, look at that.
weeks.
2 stinking pushes, though. Like, that's the thing that bothers
okay.
me.
That is one
lost
to be
those
proud of.
pushes.
But see, this is what champions do. You're not excited about the wins. It's the pushes that keep you up at night.
Yes.
And that's why I study. That's why I neglect my family.
Yes.
That's why I don't pay attention to my day job.
All facts.
I'm crushing the numbers for you, Indianapolis. And listen, there's too many unknowns for me to pick the Colts in this game. Now, the line was 6.5. It's down to 4 right now. 4.5, 4 in some spots. I still think this is a Raiders game to win because where is the Colts offense going to come from? There are no healthy tight ends. Not that they've been any good this year anyway,
No.
but there have been no healthy tight ends available all week long. They're going to stack the box against Jonathan Taylor. They're going to make either Sam Ehlinger or what used to be Matt Ryan try to beat them. I don't think going on the road with Jeff Saturday's first game is a recipe for that. I think it's going to be closer maybe than people think, but I think the Raiders ultimately cover this. I'll take the Raiders with the 4.
Okay, if you want to keep up with any of the bets that these boys make today, there is a QR code. There it is, Scott. You see it? It's right over his head.
But boom, right there.
Scan that right there, and you can stick with all the bets that they make.
9-1 the last 2 weeks on the college show.
They're on fire.
Watch on
Hey.
Saturday. I got to get that.
Hey, it's time for a break, but there's plenty more Colts talk still to come. Will Peyton Manning be the next head coach? One sportsbook has him as a favorite. These boys will discuss that next.
All Indiana Bets is presented for the people by Caesar Sportsbook, the only sports betting app you need.
Welcome back. It is time, the show where I get to put all my dreams come true as a
here
game
they
show
are.
host. It
Here
is
they
feeling
are.
or fading.
There's something magical about that card for Danielle.
I know. I just
Like you read like you work for Audible. Like you're just beautiful when you get
Right.
that card.
Thank
that
you.
card like has magic in it, right?
I'm telling you, it brings out the game show host in me. Here we
let's
go,
do it.
boys. So, first, according to one sportsbook, Peyton Manning is the betting favorite to be Indy's next full-time head coach. Manning is listed at a plus 475, ahead of names like Kellen Moore, Jim Harbaugh, and Ken Dorsey. Scott, are you feeling or fading Peyton to lead the Colts with those odds?
I'm totally fading that. That's just ridiculous. I mean, the guy would take a massive pay cut to do that. He's got a gig where he makes a fortune sitting in his man cave talking to his brother. And then he does commercials on the side, and he wants to be the owner. He doesn't want to work for an owner who he knows has particular sides that maybe can be challenging to figure out. Even though I liked what he did this week, now fade that one totally.
Danielle, there's a better chance of me becoming the Pope than Peyton Manning as becoming the head coach of this team. Scott's right. Why would Peyton stoop down to this? If anything, let's just for argument's sake, play along with me. Say that he wants to be involved in an NFL franchise.
Okay.
He wants the Elway experience. He wants a little ownership. He wants a little general manager stuff. He's not going down to be a head coach. Stop it. Someone once said that. Stop it.
Stop it.
I'm sorry, Scott. Okay. Next, let's get next. The Colts are listed currently.
I was playing
at
along.
Plus 2,900 to finish with the worst record in the NFL this season. That's behind the Texans, Panthers, Steelers, Lions, and Raiders. Scott, are you feeling or fading the Colts to finish with the NFL's worst?
2,900. That's pretty good cash. There's not like one team that just sticks out that's 0-16 or 0-17. I would put some money on that one, and it looks like there's a total, like, you know, everybody's jumping off the ship in the coaching room too. So who knows? I don't think that's going to happen, but hey, if you're going to lose with the Colts, make some money on it.
There is one team that's that bad, and it's the Houston Texans. And because the Texans exist, there's no reason to make this bet. Honestly, I thought the juice would be a little higher, to be honest, but no, the Texans are bad. The Texans are a train wreck. They're going to have the #1 pick in this draft, and for me, I'm fading it.
Okay, it's time for second picks. Mr. Long, why don't you go first?
So football is not just quarterbacks. I'm big on offensive lines and defensive lines, and this year, Colts fans, you've discovered it's a little harder than it looks, even if you want to pay a guy $20 million as a guard who lays on the ground. Okay, here's my point. This is a quarterback's game, okay? Justin Fields is actually pretty good in Soldier Field when the weather's a little chillier, because it's not like he's going to count on throwing the ball. Then there's a guy named Jared Goff. And man, does he fall apart. I grew up in California. I played with the Rams. I play indoors. What am I doing out here in this windy weather? That was a Frank Caliendo level Jared Goff out in Soldier Field today. That's why you take him. And I don't even want to get into the coaching deals. Take the Bears.
Okay, Hammer, who do you have?
I'm going to be with the ripoff of Frank Caliendo over here, and I'm going to lay 3 with the Chicago Football Bears. As a Colts fan, at the beginning of the year, I never thought I would say these words. I wish we had their offense. I wish we had the Chicago Bears offense, because when Justin Fields runs the ball, good things happen. He is an elite runner. So lay the 3. Detroit's falling apart. It's been a long time since everybody felt good about Detroit and the hard knocks and all that kind of stuff. The weather stinks. Chicago's got a running quarterback. Detroit's ready to wrap it up. Is Dan Campbell coaching for his gig? We don't know. But give me the Bears. I'll lay the 3.
Mr. Long, tell the people what is coming up next.
Oh, it is for the people.
Yes,
Thank you
it is.
very much. Caesar Sportsbook demonstrates the long shot. Best bet in this business. Just go to the commercial.
That's a pro.
The Long Shot, presented for the people by Caesar Sportsbook.
Here we go. They're going on.
The glasses are going on. The dancers
It's
are already
official.
in. Grandpa's about to get busy.
Here we go. Take it away.
Wow. You know, who has been really lucky this year? Well, the Minnesota Vikings have been lucky. The New York Giants have been lucky. And quite frankly, the Dolphins have been pretty lucky too. Those 3 teams, I don't think are as good as their record. And then the Browns have been very unlucky. And here you got a situation where you've got one guy who stands out to me on the Browns who can keep Tyreek Hill off the field. Because Tyreek Hill very much might be the MVP of the NFL. This guy has been just outrageous, and all of a sudden the Chiefs can't cover without him. Point is, there's a guy named Chubb, and he is, it always makes me laugh when I hear Chubb. I'm glad I didn't work for the Chubb group, because I'd be in the back laughing about having a chubby. But what I would tell you right now, take the Browns. Nick Chubb runs all over the Dolphins. Don't even put some money, sprinkle it a little bit on the money line. It's time to get the long shot moving again.
You guys got a lot of growing up to do around here.
Yes.
I got Danielle flashing people during commercial break.
I'm not.
Scott's talking
No,
about
I'm not.
shots. You guys got a lot of growing up to do.
Danielle is hot flashing. That's what she called
It's
it.
a wool suit. It's a little hot. Hammer, what's your third pick?
I think it's because you're sitting next to me, to be honest with you.
It is. That is exactly right.
Listen, cats and dogs living together, not 1 but 2 picks that Scott and I agree on today.
They're going to go 2-0.
The Browns, I like the points here. Like, everybody's drinking the Kool-Aid of the Dolphins. Let's take a look at who the Dolphins have actually beat here. So they had a shootout with the Bears. You gave up 32 to the Bears. That's a little interesting. You beat the Lions. It was close. You beat the Steelers. It was close. And then you lost to the Vikings. So, listen, the Dolphins may have a decent record, but is it fool's gold? Tua's gotten better, but as a team, I don't like that defense at all. I think the Browns, with that running game, can burn the clock a little bit and keep it close. I love getting the hook in this spot.
Yes.
3.5, give me the Browns.
Coming up next, it's time to head back to the bar, which can only mean one thing, our Lunazol Locks. They're brought to you each and every week by Lunazol Tequila, and that's coming up next. Don't go anywhere. This is All Indiana Bets. Where'd you go?
They actually have ice.
The Lunazol Lock is brought to you by Lunazol Tequila.
They are freaking out. They are out of tequila now.
Right.
Look, we're empty. Look at it. You know, and this, it's not Lunazol's fault. It is whose? The producer.
Oh,
I thought you were going to blame me.
I was like,
Well,
I mean, you guys have been
that's,
drinking
we've
it every
been
Sunday.
a month. I mean, doing this whole
A
hour.
lot of tequila.
Go ahead.
Okay, Scott, why don't you
I'm
go
just
first on the
supporting our
Lunazol?
sponsors. That's all that I'm doing. And if that makes me the bad guy, say hello to the bad guy.
I think I need a sponsor, but that might be something else.
Oh my goodness,
No,
why
we
don't you go?
don't. It's just delicious. And where am I? Where am I looking? Over there. This, you know that game we play, Feelin' and Fadin'? This is a fade of who? Murray. I don't like you. You had to sign a huge contract, the Cardinals quarterback. And why, Kyler? Well, there was a little deal they said you have to actually study too. That is part of the contract. What kind of player is that? I don't sense that the Cardinals teammates even really like the guy. He's a weird dude. Why would you throw all this money? So why am I betting on the Cardinals? He's not going to play. This is Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy is actually an upgrade for 1 week over Kyler Murray. Not for a season, but for a week. I feel they come into the game. The Rams are without Stafford. He's the only thing that's been keeping their offense alive. They don't look at all like the same team. There's a reason why I'm calling it a Lunazol Lock as I drink the delicious Lunazol. It's because it all figures out this is the week the Cardinals put the Rams, throw the dirt on the grave of their season.
You're going to need some tequila to watch that game. Backup quarterbacks aplenty. Points will be few. It's like a preseason game.
All right, Hammer, who do you have?
So let's talk about a team that's actually doing well this year, the Kansas City Football Chiefs. This total is way too high because I'm not sure you're going to get much help from the Jags. The Jags, we kind of thought they'd be better this year. We thought, all right, Trevor Lawrence, #1 pick. Year 2, they're great quarterbacks. Year number 2 is the year that they get things rolling. And there have been spots, but I don't think Trevor Lawrence has made the jump that a lot of people thought he would make. The only good thing the Jags have offensively right now is their running back, Travis Etienne. So this number is way too high. We're going to take the under on this game, 51.5. The Chiefs are going to do their part. I don't think you're going to get much help from the Jags. So ride the under in this one.
All right, when we continue, prop bets and more prop bets. Jason Hammer's got them locked and loaded for you.
Prop, lock, and drop it, baby.
It's time
Let's
for
do
that.
the thing.
That's coming up
Let's
next.
do the thing.
The thing?
Okay, there it is. America's new favorite game. Time to play prop, lock, or drop it. First up, 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey. And that is a team that is aggressive.
Yes.
They know they have the Super Bowl in their sights if they can put it together. They're playing the Chargers tonight. Sunday night football game. That's a pretty good game.
Yes.
McCaffrey over under for combined rushing and receiving yards is set at 120. Do you lock or do you drop?
I am going to lock this one in because they made the trade for situations like this. Last week, Christian McCaffrey was a one-man wolf pack, a one-man wrecking machine. He was catching touchdowns. Hell, he was even throwing touchdowns at one point. So definitely look at Christian McCaffrey getting touches. This offense works when he is going to touch the football. So we're going to lock this one in as an over. He's going to catch balls. He's going to run. 120 is a very workable number for combined yardage here. Lock that in as an over.
Now, Debo's back, so that'll be interesting to see how that happens. I think this week you're probably right. Next, Bears taking on the Lions. Quarterback Justin Fields.
Yes.
Over under for rushing attempts. I believe you've played this before. Is set at 9.5. Do you lock or do you drop?
This is the third week in a row I've hitched my wagon to this bet. Now it's up a carry. Last couple of weeks it's been 8.5. We lost by the hook 2 weeks ago, but we went way past that last week. I think if the Bears are going to have success in crappy conditions, they're going to have to run the ball with Justin Fields. And there's no reason that he should not have more than 10 carries in this game. He is an elite level runner. Say it out loud, say it for the people in the back. He might be the best running quarterback the league's ever seen, which is a bold statement, but look what this kid can do with the ball. Give me the over in this one, over 9.5 carries.
Hammer, you are all about a bold statement.
I am.
You live your, some people say hot takes.
Hot takes.
This guy, bold statements. Tennessee hosting Denver. Titans running back Derrick Henry. Man, that dude is a beast. His rushing total is set at 107. Do you lock or do you drop?
I am going to drop this one down low. Like, he's going to get his carries, he's going to get some yards. But Denver's rush defense, not that bad. So, again, how do you defend against the Tennessee Titans? It's not that their quarterbacks are going to beat you through the air, whoever they have back there, whether it's Tannehill, whether it's Malik Willis. You're not worried about their passing attack, especially now that the best receiver they had is playing on the Philadelphia Eagles. You stack the box, you try to limit. You're not going to shut him down, but limit Derrick Henry. That number's just too high. I can see him getting 20-plus carries, maybe 95 to 100 yards, but 107 seems a little bit steep. We're going to take the under on this one.
Yeah, people have been sleeping on Denver. Their defense has been really spectacular this year, one of the top 3 or 4 in the NFL. Chiefs hosting the Jags. We talked about it earlier. The Jags running back, Travis Etienne, I don't know.
That's French, I believe.
Oh my gosh. Over under for rushing attempts is set at 18. Well, if they're smart, they would do that, but they're not always smart. Do you lock? Do you drop?
We are going to lock this one in. The only concern is they get down by so many and they have to abandon the run. But if they're going to stick around just a little bit, especially early on, you have to let this guy touch the football. When you look at the carries that he's had the last 2 weeks, since he's officially been the bell cow back for the Jags, it's been well past this. So, again, keep an eye on the score. It's going to dictate his carries. But if things are going as planned, he should get well past this. We're taking the over.
Now, we haven't touched on the Monday Night Football game. I don't think we are going to make an official bet on it. So it's nice that we have some kind of prop. You want some action on a Monday night game. I'm going to tell you first, I would also, this is my 6th pick, Eagles first half. They have covered all but 1 in the first half, but they are hosting the Commanders. Philly star A.J. Brown. Do the Titans miss him? Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Over under for receptions is set at 5.5. Do you lock? Do you drop?
This is a close one because when you look at the receptions that he has, anywhere from 5 to 6. Now, he gets those long passes. He breaks tackles. He gets a lot of yardage here. But I'm going to take the over in this one. This is a divisional game. It's going to be prime time under the lights. And he usually tends to play pretty well when the lights are the brightest. He's the best receiver on the field. He's the best offensive player on the field. Give me the over on receptions with A.J. Brown on Monday night.
Okay, so next comes up our final picks. We have the Mick pick.
Yes, where is
I think
Danielle?
she's in like a freezer right now, trying to cool off. But her picks are hot. Let's come back and enjoy the most amazing show on TV today.
Will you bring some more tequila on your way back, please, Danielle?
Presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. Your first bet is on Caesars. Bet up to $1,250. And if you don't win, you'll get it back as a free bet. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and over.
It is final pick time. Scott, why don't you go first?
So I did tease it during the prop lock and drop. Denver. And it makes me nervous when you're talking about Tennessee and Vrabel, who I think has been the best coach in the NFL, facing the worst coach in the NFL, in my opinion, so far this year. And that includes guys that have even gotten fired in Denver. It's time. Denver has talent, especially on the defensive line. Are you aware that this is interesting? The defensive line is almost as good in Denver as it is Dallas, and it's led by a pass-sacking machine named Randy Gregory, who went to Hamilton Southeastern, number 1 in the country, at least in this state, in football right now. Point is, I'm not high school football. It's all about Denver matching against a Titans team that's really beat up, has no passing game at all. I expect some turnovers on that side. If it's whoever's playing quarterback, I just don't like the Titans in this circumstance. Play the Broncos.
Okay, Hammer, who do you have?
I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV or the radio. But Josh Allen is not 100%. So the question becomes, does he play? And if he does play, what percentage is he at? 70, 75? Is a 75% Josh Allen better than a really good Minnesota Vikings team? We don't know. He's active for today, but his starting status still up in the air. So with all of the unknowns, with the fact that that elbow is still bothering Josh Allen, give me Minnesota in this one. The conditions are going to be pretty crappy up in Buffalo. It's rainy, it's a little snowy, should clear off by kickoff, but wet conditions, temperature in the 30s. Give me Minnesota. I don't need them to win. I need them to hang around. And if Josh Allen is damaged goods, or if it's Case Keenum, even better, give me Minnesota. I want the touchdown, or close to it, with 6.5.
You know, as much flack as I give you on the show, although I'm still rooting for you when you're training for the marathon next year.
I'm sorry, what?
I do agree with you on the Mick pick.
I believe he's a doctor before he does that. Go ahead, Mick Pick.
Look, we could go what they were against the spread. But Josh Allen, is he or isn't he? Is he or isn't he? It's like, are you into me or are you not? Pick a side. And I did take anatomy and physiology. I was about a B average. But
Let's
what
talk
I
about
do
that.
know,
Let's talk about
what
that.
I do know is that you can worsen that elbow injury if you play. So if he gets sacked, it's gonna hurt. And guess what, Josh Allen? The cameras are always gonna be on you. So you can run when the cameras are on, but you don't have a break today. Take the Vikings plus the 6.5.
Dr. Danielle breaking it
Wow.
down.
B
Look at
average.
that.
B average.
Okay.
Got it.
I
All right.
studied the same things in college, but I never actually took a class.
I got
had
a
a
degree. That's all that matters.
I got a t-shirt that says anatomy major. Does that count?
I was at
Kinda.
a meat market bar usually.
Kind of. When we come back, if teasers are your things, we've got you in the right place. Producer Peter has a teaser for you. And these guys will have a full recap today on All Indiana Bets.
You all right?
I know.
You okay?
The Josh Allen.
It's the anatomy talk.
The Josh Allen.
We drink, we eat, we gamble. It's the way we get down here on All Indiana Bets. I'm Jason Hammer. Scott Long, give me your picks.
I can't pick the Colts or the under or the Raiders. Who knows with either one of those teams? But I believe in Alec Pierce. That is over 27.5 yards. That seems pretty small. Bears -3. It's about Fields versus Goff outside. Give me Fields all day long. Browns +3.5. Yes, that is the long shot. Love that game. Cardinals +3. This is a fade of Kyler Murray. I believe that Colt McCoy actually will kind of re-inspire the team against a bad Rams team. Broncos +2.5. It all comes down to the Titans are very beat up. They played a tough game against the Chiefs, did nothing, and still stayed in the game. That will not be the case today. I think that's an outright upset.
So I am looking at the Raiders -4. I'm not in love with this game. I think the Colts stick around, but by the time the fourth quarter rolls around, the Raiders at home lay the 4. I'm with Scott on the Bears and the Browns. I got the under in the Jacksonville and Kansas City game. I don't know how much help you're going to get from the Jags in this one. Kansas City's going to do their thing. They're at home. I don't know how much help Trevor Lawrence is going to give you in this one. And I like the Vikings getting the points. Josh Allen banged up. Now, an injured Josh Allen, still better than most of the league, but Minnesota's pretty good. 6.5 seems like an awful lot for one guy that's got an elbow that could fall off at any given moment. So those are our picks. Now, producer Peter, you've got a teaser. How does it work?
These duck drumsticks are amazing from the whistle stop. Hurry up, Peter. I want to get to that next segment.
I saw you pull one out of your pocket. Do you have any ribs from yesterday still left over in there? Did you,
awesome, though.
You ate all those on your way to St. Louis, huh? All right, teaser. Got 2 of them for you today. We're 7-2 on the year on these. First one, I'll make it quick. Steelers +7. Mike Tomlin off a bye. What more can you say? Broncos +9.5 for all the reasons Scott said earlier. No Jeffrey Simmons. That's a big deal for the Titans. And then the Browns +10.5. Terron Armstead banged up at left tackle, going up against that pass rush from Cleveland. I'll take them up to 10.5. And the second teaser, Vikings +13.5, Packers +11, and Jags +16.5, because these are professional athletes, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're going to give me that many points, I'm going to take them basically no matter who the team is. But I like all 3 of those teams in those spots. So 2 teasers today. We'll try to improve the 9-2. Scott, go stuff some more wings in your jacket and save some for me, don't you? we got like 10 minutes left in the show, but save me some wings.
Yeah, let's get to the important part.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes part of this show, or actually the wings part of this show.
Right.
The whistle stop is here.
Yes.
My man Rob is here. Rob's strong. He's long. He's strong. He's about to get the wings on. We're going to tailgate. We're going to eat. That's next on All Indiana Bets. Look at that. Look at that. Anytime you've got meat in a basket, good things are about to go down. This is All Indiana Bets, and now it's time to get some tailgate food. Rob Strong is here from the Whistle Stop. Where is the Whistle Stop?
375 South Illinois, directly across from the stadium.
So this is right across from Lucas Oil
Lucas Oil.
Stadium. It's right there. And
Hey,
man,
Hammer, I just want to hear Rob talk a little more. Go ahead, Rob. Just discuss this, because Rob, you got like a DJ voice from like the 70s.
Back in the day.
Yeah, you're kind of the Wolfman Jack of Indianapolis. Let's hear it, Rob.
So we got our duck wings, garlic parm
The
wings,
duck are amazing.
maple bacon, that's gochujang, which is an Asian glaze. Chicken wings, that is our really hot wings.
okay.
Barbecue,
Which one do you want me to try here?
whichever one you want. You
No,
want the hot?
you pick. I'm at the recommendation of the chef here. Okay. So,
And Rob brought ranch, which, I really appreciate. A lot of times,
house-made.
ranch, like a really
House-made.
good ranch.
give me a little bit here.
Yeah,
Pour it on
give
there.
me a
Pour it
little
on
bit.
there.
Some people use it with the wings. I just drink it. It's delicious.
That is so good. Oh my God. So,
Right.
you guys are open late too, right?
Yeah, through the week we close no
good.
sooner than midnight. Our kitchen is open late.
Now, don't just walk past that, because like everywhere closes so freaking early right now. If you want to get some good food late, you can go to the Whistle Stop.
Absolutely. Late nights on weekends, our kitchen closes no sooner than 3 a.m. We're there for you, man.
And Rob, what did you have before you bought the Whistle Stop?
Stadium Tavern.
Which was another great place, but you had like this fantasy. You always wanted to have this
I
particular venue.
used to run a bar next door to it. It became open, and I was like, that's the one. Let's do it.
Danielle, you got to come in here and get some of this.
Yeah,
come
this
on
is
in
so
here.
good. Oh, there's the
Danielle.
The
fries.
pastrami fries.
Oh, here.
So good.
There you go.
Now I'll just take it. Thank you.
So I'll take the whole thing.
Thank you.
Now, if somebody wants to get a spread for the game today or through the week, do you guys do like carry-out orders?
We do.
like that?
We do carry out. Call us.
fries.
Call us.
Be
Send
sure
us
to
an
look at
email.
it.
Whatever. We'll
We gotta
take care of you.
eat.
Our
Oh, look at that.
our food is delicious. We believe.
So we got the wing spread here. What else do you guys provide?
Oh, so good.
Got burgers, brisket burgers, Indiana tenderloin.
Oh,
That's a staple. Garlic parm pizza rolls seem to be a top seller currently.
Where are those, man?
I know, right? I
Come
know,
on,
I
brother.
know.
Next time.
We have,
This is your perfect
you gotta bring me
tailgate
back.
That's right across the street.
right here.
I know.
good.
Hey, thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy your NFL Sunday. We'll see you back here next Saturday at 11 a.m. to talk college football.
Let's find out what Jim Irsay does next.
Well, there's no telling. Cheers, everyone.
Good luck, everybody. May the odds be in your favor. We're going to eat some wings. This is the way we get down here. We eat, we drink, we win. We win you money. Good luck, everybody.
And next weekend.
Yes.